The story of the mother who kept a baby, a toddler, in a drawer and has been jailed for 7 years and 6 months for extreme neglect fills me with horror. This intelligent little girl who, quote, is slowly coming to life from what was almost a living death in that room. Well, I was adopted when I was quite young, precisely because my mother used to keep me in her knicker drawer. And when I cried, apparently, she closed the drawer. And a neighbour discovered this and reported her to the police, and the council came and took me away. And it was some time before I was finally passed on to my adopted parents. And I met my mother eventually towards the end of her life. And while I made every effort to accommodate her, get on with her, she was a nightmare. And I discovered she had many other children, all of whom in one way or another she had abandoned. And so I think I got off lightly. I was the only child in the family who was formally adopted. But when she died, none of her children attended the funeral. And I was actually away. I was in Albania at the time, and one of my sisters, the only one that my mother actually... No, I don't think in fact, my mother didn't give me access. I think I got access independently, and we've kept in touch. And she came to stay when I was having cancer surgery, so I'm very grateful. But she rang me up, I think, to say that my mother had died, and that none of the family had attended the funeral. In fact, I came back from Albania with appendicitis. I thought that British Airways had poisoned me on the flight home, and it was only when I was in hospital that time there was a mess over my blood disorder. I'm on the haemophilia spectrum, which is very exciting, and so both times I've recently been in hospital, it's caused problems, and the paperwork is so obvious, and the paperwork is kept in one Oxford hospital, and I was being treated in another, and they didn't communicate. And the same sort of thing happened when I was in a hospital in Coventry. They said they were going to communicate with the Oxford hospital, and they didn't. And there's evidence for that. And it is so tiresome. And yeah, I think I've been very lucky. I was very lucky in the hospitals, frankly, given the stupidity of the bureaucracy. And I was very lucky when I was a baby. But my heart goes out to the little girl who was kept in the drawer, and she was found with matted hair, deformities and rashes. And yeah, I think I've been very lucky. The only thing I've got is a fear of the dark. I hate being in the dark, and I hate having the bedroom door closed. But there we are. The judge has said I don't remember a case as bad as this in my 46 years.